Hello everyone, welcome to my video on an interactive Python Tkinter project. In this video, we will write a Python program for Hostel Accommodation Management System, and we will use MySQL database to manipulate our data. So first, you have to set up your MySQL with MySQL Workbench, and then you have to open Workbench. So here we will open it. So I will search here MySQL Workbench. So this is MySQL Workbench. I will open it, and after a small while it is opened. Okay, so now I will click this local instance MySQL, and here I will add my password, and then I will click OK. And next, here we have to create a database. So here I will use query create database, and then you can give any name to your database. For example, you can give hostel, and then you will select this, and then you will execute the query. In this way, your database with name hostel will be created. Okay, but I have already a database with name rec or record. Okay, now I have to connect with that database. So I will click this database and then connect to database, and here I will add name, that is rec or record. Then I will click OK. So now my record database is connected successfully. So now I have to create table. So here I will use query create table, and then we can give any name to table. I will give name hostel. Okay, and now I have to create some columns. First, roll number of student. Okay, its type should integer. You can use varchar 2, and then I have to use size. I will give 8, and I will set it primary key. Okay, so next I have to create one more column with name. Okay, so this is name column, and its type should varchar, and then I have to define the size. I will set size 15, and next I have to create one more table. Okay, so here I will create table for class of student. Okay, so class, so here it is integer type. Okay, sorry, not integer type, varchar. Okay, and then I will set size 10, and then I have to set another column. So f name, for father name, its type is varchar, and then its size is 15. Okay, so we are going to create a table with name hostel that contains some columns. First is roll number, second is name, third is class, and fourth is father name. So we have total 4 columns in this table. So I will select this, and then I will execute the query. So here you can see our table is created successfully. So now I will minimize it. Now we will start our Python code. Okay, so first I have to open a folder. If you have any empty folder, then you can use that. Otherwise, you can create a new folder anywhere inside your computer. And also you can use any name for your folder. So this is my Python projects folder where I have some Python files, but now I have to open here command prompt. So in this address bar I will type cmd, and then I will click OK. Okay, so now here I have to type code space dot to open command prompt. Sorry, VS Code. Okay, this was command prompt, and now we are using this command line to open command prompt. Sorry, VS Code. Okay, so I will click enter, and then here you can see our this VS Code is opened, and now I have to create new file. So I will click here. Okay, so these are existing files in our Python projects folder, and now we have to create new file. So I will click here on new file option, and then I will create a new file with name hostel.py. Okay, so hostel.py, and now this py is extension for Python. I will click enter. Now this file is created successfully. So I will hide this option, and then here I have to start writing our code. So here I will start class. Okay, class. So I will give name hostel to class, and then I will use colon. Now I have to define constructor for this class. So here by using def keyword initiate. Okay, and then sorry, I have to remove this, and then here I have to pass two parameters. One is self and other is root. You can use any other parameter instead of root, but in common practice we use root because this is our root window. Okay, so next I have to set a title for, but first I have to initialize this self root. Okay, self dot root. Okay, and I have to initialize it with root. So next I have to create object for this class. So here I will use root, and then object, sorry, tk dot tk. Now here you can see this is an error. So what is this tk? Tk is alias or object for Tkinter. Okay. So first we have to import Tkinter. Okay. Import Tkinter as tk. So now this tk is alias. You can use any other character or word for this alias. Okay. For example, I use here t. Then here you have to use t. Okay, but I will use tk, and also here I will use tk. And now I have to create object. So this is our object. Okay, so we have to create object for hostel class, and we will initialize, sorry, assign here root. Okay, and next I have to access main loop. Okay, root dot main loop. So this is our main loop that is used to handle all the events in our project. Now I have to set title. Okay, self dot root dot title, and here I have to set a title. So this is hostel accommodation. Okay, so I will save it, and now I want to execute it to show you output. So I will execute, and after a small while, if we have no any error, then this is our output. Okay, so this is our root window or user interface window, but its size is very small. Then I will close it because I have to set its size according to the width and height of my device. So first I will get width of my device. So how can I get it? First I will declare a variable using self. Okay, and then I will declare variable name width. Okay, so you can use only width if you have not to use this variable inside different functions, but I have to use this width variable inside different functions. That's why I have to use self with it. So in this way we can access it in other functions. So now I have to get width of my screen. Okay, so now I will use self dot root dot w info. Now what is w info? This is a method that returns us information of any widget. Okay, so now we have to define widget name whose information is required. So W mean widget and info mean information. So here W info, and then screen width because we have to get width of screen. Okay, so now this method will return us width of this screen, and then we will assign this width to this variable, and then in the same way we have to get height, self dot height. Okay, and then self dot root dot w info and underscore screen height. Okay, so next we have to set this size, or we have to set a root window according to this width and height. So here I will use geometry method, self dot root dot geometry. Okay, geometry, and now we have to use formatted string. So what is formatted string? Formatted string can carry string and variable value. Okay, so here first we have to use variable value. So here we have to use pair of curly braces. So this is self dot width. Okay, so in this way value in this variable will be used here. Okay, so now I have to use x. In fact, this is multiplication sign, and then we have to use next variable value. So this is self dot height, and then we have to start this root window from first row and first column. Okay, or first column of first row. Now I will save it, and now I will execute it. So I think I have any error. So in line number 8, here no attribute w info screen with, I have spelling mistake. Okay, here I have to define correct spelling. Okay, with. Now I will save it, and then I will execute the program. So now this is our output. So this is our title, hostel accommodation, and this is our root window or user interface window. I will close it, and also I will close the terminal, and I will go to next line. So here I have to set a label for title inside root window. Okay, so here I will use title label, and then I will use tk as an accessor, then dot, and then I have to access widget of Tkinter, that is label. Okay, and next we have to create this label inside root window, self dot root, and here I have to set text value property, and then I have to assign text value. Okay, hostel accommodation system. Okay, and then I will define border or bg color, background color. First I will use bg property to set background color. So I will set background color gray, okay, or brown. I will use here brown, and then I will use fg property for font color or foreground. So here I will give value white. Okay, and then I will go to next option. So here I have to use border by using BD property, or you can also use border. So here I will give value 4, and then I will use relief property to set border style. So here I will choose groove. Okay, and then I will set font style by using font property, and here I will pass values in tuple because we have to pass values of more than one value. So here I have to define font family. This is Arial. Then I have to define font size. I will set size 50 pixels, and then I will set it bold. Okay, so I will go to next line, and then I will define title label dot pack. Okay, dot pack, and then this pack is used to set a specific position of any widget. Okay, so here we have to define the side. Okay, so we have to set this label on the bottom. Okay, and then I will save it and execute the project. So now you can see, sorry, this is in bottom, but we have to set it in the top. Okay, and then you can also see that its size is not filled in x-axis. So we have to fill it horizontally, and we have to set it in the top of a root window. Okay, so I will close it, and I will close the terminal, and also here I will use fill property, and I will give value x because we have to fill it horizontally, and then I will change bottom value, and I will assign top. Okay, So now we will save it and then we'll execute it. Now you can see this is background color and this is our font color. So now we have to create two frames, first for input, second for output. Okay, so I will close it and then I will close it also, and then I will create first frame. So this is our input frame. Okay, input frame. I will go to next line and here I will create frame. So this is main frame or input frame. So I will define in frame. Okay, because we have to get input by using this frame. So here I have to access frame widget from Tkinter. Okay, frame, and then we have to create this frame inside our root window. Self dot root, and then we have to set background color by using bg property. I will set sorry light green. You can use any other color, but I think this will better, and light green. And then I will set border style. First I will set border size. I will give value 4. Now I will set border style by using relief property, and here I will use red edge or raised. I think I use red edge. Okay, and next. So I think this is enough. This is background color, border size, and border style. So now I have to set the position of this border, sorry, frame, and then we have to set height and width of this frame. Okay, so here in frame, and then I have to use dot place. This dot place method is also used to set the position of any widget. Now I have to set width. So you can set width according to your requirement. So you can also set here static value. For example, I want to set 500, and height, I will set height also 500 or 800. Okay, so now I will save it and then I will execute the project, and now you can see this is our frame. Okay, but I will set it dynamically. Okay, so how can we set dynamically? Here I will get width of my screen that exists in our this self dot width variable. Okay, so here I will use self dot width. Okay, so this is the total size of our screen, but I have to get half of our screen width. Okay, so I will save it and then I will execute it. Okay, now you can see this is height, sorry, width. Now I have to set height in the same way. So I will close it. Okay, and then here I will use the variable that contains the whole height of our screen. So here self dot height. Okay, so now I have to decrease it by 180 pixels. Okay, so now what will happen if I save it and then I will execute the project? So now you can see this is our height and this is our width. Okay, so now we have to set the position by using padding. Okay, so here I will close it, but I think we have to decrease, or we should decrease width of this frame also. So I will close it. Okay, and then I will close it also, and then here first I was getting half of total screen. Now I will uh, multiply, sorry, divide it by 3. Okay, so it will return us third of the total screen size. Okay, and then here I have to use padding. Okay, first I will use pad x, sorry, only x, and then I will give value 50, and then this is for horizontally padding. Okay, or padding in x-axis. Now I have to use y for vertical padding. So here I will give value 100, and now I will save it once again and then I will execute it. So now you can see this is our input frame. Now I think it is better look. So then I have to create some widgets. For example, labels, input fields, and button inside this input frame. Okay, so I will close this and then I will close the terminal. So you should use this method to set width and height, and also you should use padding for this. Okay, and then I will go to next, and here I have to define first one label. Okay, so this is our in label. Okay, but we should use roll number label, rn label. Okay, and here we have to create label tk dot label, and then here I have to use name of frame that will be used to creation of this label. So we have to create it inside our in frame. Okay, so in frame. Okay, and then I have to use a background color. Yes, I will use bg color, and then I will use the same background color as background color of this frame. Okay, so I will use it here. Okay, and then so this is our color, background color, and next I will use foreground color. Okay, foreground. So I think by default color is black for foreground, so I should use black for fonts. Okay, so next I have to define font property. Okay, and then I will define here some values. For example, family is Arial. Okay, size is 15, and I will not set it bold, but now I have to set text. Okay, so I will use text property, and then I will give value roll number. Okay, roll number, and next I will go to next column. Okay, and here I have used font property, background color, text property. So I think this is enough. Now I have to set the position. So here I will use layout, and I will use grid layout. Okay, rn label dot grid. So next I have to set row number. Okay, so I will create it in first row and first column of first row. Okay, so next I have to set padding by using pad x for horizontal padding, and here I will give value 20. Okay, then I will use padding for vertical, and here I will give value 40. Okay, and then I will save it, and I will execute this project to show you output. So this is our label roll number. Okay, so we are using same background color, that's why its look is very better. But if you will remove it, then it will provide white background color, that will not better. Okay, so I will close it, and then I will close it also. So I will go to next line, and here I have to create input field to get information or value from a user. Okay, so here self, because I have to use this variable inside different function, that's why I am using self with this variable name, self dot rn in, because we have to get roll number as an input. That's why I am using variable name rn in. Okay, roll number in, and then we have to create input field by using tk, and then we have to use entry widget. And next I have to create this input field inside our in frame, and then we have to define its border by using bd property. Okay, and I will use 2, and I will define width. I will set 20, and here I will set font property, and then I will pass values in tuple. So I will use Arial. I like Arial family. You can use different font family, and then I have to set size. I will set 15, and I will set it bold. So this is font. Okay, border property. This is border property, and we have assigned two values, and then this is width of this input field, and then this is font variable, sorry, property, and next we have to set its position. So I will go to next line. I will remove this column, comma, and I will go to next line to set its layout. So here I will use self dot rn dot grid. Okay, and here I have to define row number. I have to use the first row for this, but second column. Okay, because in first column we have this roll number label, and in second column we have to create this input field. Okay, so here I will give value 1 for second column, and then I have to use pad x for horizontal padding, and I will give 20 value, and then I will use pad y, and here I will give 40 value. Okay, so I will save it and I will execute the project to show you output. So now you can see this is our input field with its label. Okay, so now user knows that he or she have to enter roll number of student. Okay, so now this is our uh, input frame, and this is first input field, and in the same way we have to create one more input field with a label. Okay, so this will our name label. Okay, because we have to get a name after roll number. Okay, name label, and then we have to create a label by using tk. Okay, and then we have to access this widget from Tkinter, and we will copy all these values with their properties from here. Sorry, this is frame here. Okay, here I have to copy all these properties with their values, and then I will paste them here. Okay, and then I have to set its position. So I will go to next line, and here I have to use name label dot grade, and then I have to define row number. Okay, so now I have to use second row. That's why I'm using 1 and column number 1. I mean first column. So I will give value 0. Okay, so now we are going to create this name label in second row and first column of second row. Okay, so next I have to define padding. Pad x is 20 and pad y is 40. Okay, so now in the same way we have to create input field. Okay, self, I will use self because I have to use this name inside multiple functions. So here I will use self name in. Okay, self name in, and then tk dot entry. So here I will use in frame, or I think I should copy this code. Okay, and then I will paste it right here. Okay, now we are creating it in frame or input frame, and other properties and values are same, but now here we have to change text value for name label, because here we have to get name. Okay, and next I have to set layout of this name input field. So here I have to use self dot name in dot grid. Okay, so now we have to set it in second row and first column of second row. Sorry, second column of second row. Okay, and I have to define padding for x-axis 20 and for y-axis 40. Okay, so I will save it and then I will execute the project, and here you can see this is our second input field. We can also decrease this padding for y-axis because I think gap is very large, so I have to decrease value. Okay, so here I will use 30 instead of 40. Okay, also here, sorry, here I have to use 40, but for second I have to use 30. Okay, so here I will use 30. So now I have to define another label and input field. So this was name label. Now we have to set class label. Okay, class label, and we have to access label input field, sorry, widget label, and then we will copy all this code, sorry, all these properties with their values, and I will copy it and I will paste it. Okay, so here I will change this text value. So this is class. Okay, class, and then I will go to next line, and here I have to set position class label dot grid. Okay, so I have to create this in third row. Okay, so I will define row, and then I will give value 2. It means that this is third row number, and I have to create it in first column of third row, and I have to set padding. So I will give value 20 for horizontal padding, and then I will use pad y, and I will give value 30 for vertical padding. And now I have to define input field self dot class in. Okay, and then we have to use tk dot entry, and then I will copy all these values, and then I will paste them right here. Okay, so now I will go to next line, and here I will use self dot class in. Okay, and then dot grade, and then I have to define row number. So here I will use third row number. Second column I will use column. Sorry, here I have to give value, and here I have to use second column, and then I will use pad x with value 20 and pad y with value 30. Okay, so next we have to get name of father. So here f name. Okay, label lbl, and tk dot label. Okay, and here I will copy all this once again, and then I will paste them right here. Okay, and then I will go to next line, and here I have to set position for this label f name label dot grade. Okay, I will use grade, and now we have to create it in our fourth row. Okay, row 3 column first column of fourth row, pad x 20, pad y 30. Okay, and then I will go to next line. Here I will declare a variable self dot f name in. Okay, then tk dot lib, sorry, this is input field. Okay, now I will copy all this, and then I will paste it inside this. Okay, and also I have to change text value from this label. Here I have to set father. Okay, or you can set father name, and here I have to use grid layout. Okay, self dot f name in dot grid, and then I have to use row. Okay, I have to use fourth row, and then I have to use column, and then I have to use second column of fourth row, and pad x 20 and pad y with value 30. Okay, and next we have to create a button, but first I will execute the project to show you output. So these are our input fields. Okay, so these are looking beautiful, and then I have to create one button, that is OK button. Okay, so here I will click the close button, and also here I will close the terminal. So here I have to create OK button, and then I have to access button widget by using tk. Okay, tk button, and I have to create it in input frame, and then I have to set its border by using bd property, and I will give value 2 or 3, and I will set style border style by using relief property, and I will use raised. Okay, and then this is relief property, and next I have to use font. Okay, but first I should use text property first, and here I will set OK. And next I have to use font property, font, and here I will use Arial, and then I will give value 20, and then I will set it bold. Okay, and then I will go to next, and here I have to set width for this button, and I will set 20. Okay, so I will go to next line, and here I will use OK button dot grid. Okay, because we have to use grid layout, and here I have to define row number. I have to use fifth row number, and then column number I have to use first column number. Okay, and I have to use padding for x-axis. I will use 40, and then padding for y-axis I will use value 30. Okay, I will save it, and then I will execute it. So in output you can see button is perfect, but our input fields are not appearing here, but they exist, and they are out of the size of frame, because this button, OK button, is occupying large space for first column. That's why our input fields were in our second column, and now our second column is out of the frame, yeah, or input frame. Okay, so now we have to solve this problem. So how can we solve this problem? We have to merge two columns for this OK button. So I will close it, and then here I will use column span. Okay, column span. This is column span property, and I will merge two columns. I will save it once again, and then I will execute it. So now you can see everything is in its place. Okay, so now everything is in its accurate place. So here our work is completed. So then we have to create one more frame. Okay, so I will close it, and then I will close the terminal, and I will go to next line. So here I have to create output frame. Okay, output frame, and I will go to next line, and here I will use out frame for name or as a variable, and then I will access frame by using tk frame, and it will be created in our root window, self.root, and I will set its background color by using BG. Okay, and you can use any color for this. So here I will use light pink. Okay, for background color, and then I have to set border size. So I will give value 4, and then this is border size, and then style, and style should I will use groove or reddish. I will use reddish, and then so this is our background color, border, and border style. Okay, so now we have to set its position and size. So out frame. Okay, and then I will use dot place method, and here I have to set its width by using width property, and now I will get width from this variable, that is self dot width. Now this is total width of our screen, but I have to get half width of our screen. Okay, so here, and next I have to set height. So here I will use height. First, I will get total height of my screen that exists in self.height variable. Then I will minimize some pixels 180. Okay, and then I will set padding for x-axis. Okay, and here I will use value of this frame. Where is our input frame? So here I can show you, this is size of our input frame. Okay, so now here first I have to get input frame size. Okay, so cell dot width, and I will multiply it by 3. So now we are getting size of our input frame. So this is size of our input frame. Okay, but we have to set this new frame after some gap. Okay, So here I will increase value of this axis, okay, sorry, padding for x-axis. So here I will add some pixels, so I can add 100, okay. So this is padding for x-axis. Now I will use padding for y-axis, and here I will give value 100. Okay. So now I will save it, and then I will execute the project. So now you can see this is our output. Okay. So from this to this. Okay. This is uh, self dot width multiplied by 3 plus 100. Okay. So this is total gap. Okay, and then this is size, that was self dot width multiplied by 2. Okay, this is size multiplied by 3, and this size is by multiplied by 3, sorry, 2. Okay, so we have to change their positions because I want to set them in the center of our root window. Okay, I will close it, and also I will close it, and now I will increase here width, where is our first frame or input frame. Okay, so there, this is our first input frame. Okay, so here I will add 100 instead of 50. Okay, and then I will add here 50 pixel more. I will use 150. Okay, so now I will save it once again, and then I will execute it, and now I think this should in the center. So this is not in fact in center, but you can change size and padding according to your requirement. Okay, so now this is enough. I do not want to do more work for this design. I will close it, and also I will close it. Okay, so now we have to create a table. Okay, so how can we create a table? In fact, we have to create table uh, in this our out frame. Okay, so first I have to define a function, because we have to uh, create this table inside a function, and when we need for this table we can call it by using function name. Okay, that's why I am going to define a function by using def keyword, and here this is our table frame or tab frame. Okay, and here I will use self because I have to access it uh, in multiple places in our project. Okay, now inside this function, here I have to define correct name. Okay, frame. Okay, so now inside this function, I have to create one more frame. Okay, so this is in fact table frame. So this is tab function, not tab frame. Okay, this is tab function. Okay, tab function. Now again in this tab function, we have to create a frame, that is tab frame. Okay, and we have to create frame inside this out frame. Okay, so now we have to use this out frame inside this function. So here we should use self. Okay, self dot out frame, and also here self dot out frame. Okay, so now here we have to create this inside this out frame. Okay, tk frame, and then self dot out frame, and now I have to use here background color using bg property, and background color I will set sky blue. Okay, and then I have to set border. I will use bd property, and here I will give value 3, and then I will use relief property to set border style, and I will use sunken, and then this is border size and border style. Okay, and then I have to set width of this border. Okay, so here I will create tab frame dot, here I will use place method. Okay, so now I want to repeat it, that we are going to create this tab frame inside our out frame. Okay, so now we have to place it. So I will, you can also use grid layout. Okay, but I am using place, and then I have to use pad x. Okay, sorry, only x, and I will give value 20, and then I will set, or I can also give value 40, and then for pad y, sorry, for y I will give value 30, 40. You can give value according to your need. I will give value 40. Okay, so now I have to set width of this frame. Okay, so first we have to get width of this out frame. So this is width of out frame. Okay, I will copy this, and then I will paste it here. Okay, and now I will decrease 20 pixel more from this width. Okay, and then here I, sorry, not 20 pixel, I will decrease 80 pixel. Okay, and then I have to set height, and here this is our height, self dot height. Okay, and here you can see height, here. Okay, self dot height minus, this was 180, and we have to increase of 80. So here I will give value 260. Okay, and then I will save it, and I will go to next line. Okay, and now I have to create scroll bars inside this frame. Okay, so here I will set a variable name x underscore scroll. Okay, scroll, and here we have to create scroll in our tab frame. Okay, so here, sorry, tk dot scroll bar. So this is our scroll bar, and we have to create it inside our tab frame. Okay, tab frame, and then we have to use orient method, and we have to set it horizontal. Okay, and then I have to create one more scroll bar. Okay, but first I have to place it. So I will use it x underscore scroll dot pack, because I have to set it in specific side, for example left, right, bottom, or top. So this is horizontal scroll bar, so we have to set it in the bottom. Okay, so here I will use side bottom. Okay, side bottom, and then I have to use fill, and I have to fill x-axis in x-axis. So this is x. So next I have to create one more scroll bar. So y scroll, and then tk dot scroll bar. I will select this, and we have to create it inside tab frame. Okay, and then I have to use orient property, and now I will give value vertical. Okay, and I will go to next line. Here I have to pack it by scroll dot pack, and I have to define its side. So I will set it in the left or right. Okay, and then I have to use fill property, and I have to fill it in y-axis or vertical. Okay, so now I want to save it, and then now if you want to show output that how is our table frame, and then these scroll bars in table frame, so then we will save it, and then we will execute the project. Okay, so here, sorry, we have to call the function. So we will call this tab function here. Okay, so self dot tab function, and we will call it here, and now I will save it once again, and now I will execute the project. So here you can see this is our output frame. Okay, this outer frame is our output frame, and this internal with sky blue color is our tab frame, and these are our scroll bars. Okay, this is our horizontal scroll bar, and this is our vertical scroll bar. Okay, so now we have to create table. Okay, so this is just a frame and then scroll bars with it. Now I will close it, and then I will close the terminal, and next I will create a frame. Okay, sorry, table. So here I will create table self dot table. Okay, and then I will use ttk. Okay, but this is an error because we have not imported this ttk from Tkinter. So here we have to import it. So here from Tkinter import ttk. Okay, so now we can use this ttk. Our error is removed, and now ttk dot. So here we will use Treeview. Okay, this is Treeview, and then we have to create this Treeview or this table inside our this tab frame. Okay, so here I will use tab frame. Okay, and next I have to use column property, columns, and here we have to define columns. So first is roll number. Okay, roll number, second is name, and third is class, and fourth, sorry, I have to use pair of comma. So this is our class, and then this is our father name. Okay, father name. So we have to show this information, then we will get this all information to reserve a room for any specific student. So this table, and now these are our columns. Okay, and then we have to set these scroll bars with this table. Okay, or tree view. So here I will use a comma. Okay, in fact these were our values for columns property, and we were using them in a tuple. So now here I have to use, sorry, here I have to use x scroll command. Okay, so here I have to define command x scroll dot set. Okay, and then we have to use y scroll command, and here we have to use y scroll and then dot set. So I will use this, and then we have to configure these scroll bars with this table. Okay, so here we have to configure them. So x scroll dot configure. So this is config, and then here we have to use self. Where is our self? Okay, dot table, self table, and here we have to use command property, and then here we have to use self dot table dot xview. Okay, and then here we will use was scroll because we have to configure it with this table was scroll dot config. Okay, config, and then I will use command property, sorry, not continue, command property, and self dot table. Okay, and then dot view. Okay, so this will give us x view, I mean horizontal view, and this will provide us vertical view. Okay, so now I have to set or pack this table. I will pack it self dot table dot, sorry, table dot pack. Okay, and now we have to set its side. So I have to use side, and we will fill it in both sides. Okay, so sorry, I have to use fill property. Okay, fill. So here we have to use both, and then I have to use expand, expand one. Okay, so now I want to save it, and then I will execute it, and now you can see this is configured. Okay, this is configured, and this is also configured, but when we will insert multiple rows, then we will able to scroll it. Okay, so I will close it. Now I have to create columns. Here I have to define columns. So this is part of columns, column gaps, but we have to define still these columns. So next, here I have to use, or after this configure, here I have to use self dot table. Okay, sorry, not tab one, table dot. Here we have to use headings. Now we have to set headings for these columns. Okay, so first column, that is roll number, we have to set text. Okay, here we have to use roll number. Okay, and then on the next line, self dot table dot heading. Okay, and then here we have to use second column name, that is name. Okay, and next I have to use text property, and we will set text. I can set name, so here I will use also name, and I will go to next line, and here I will use self. Okay, dot table dot heading, and here for next column, that is class. So here I will use comma, and then I will set text property with value class. Okay, so next self dot, here I have to use table. Okay, and then dot heading, and then I have to define uh, father name. Okay, so here I have to use f name, and then I have to set text for this father. Okay, or father name. Now I will save it, and then I will execute the project to show you output. So here you can see this is our roll number, then this is name, and so on. But here you can see that our first column is empty. It does not contain any value. How can we hide it? I will close it, and then I will also close it. Now here I will use self dot table dot, sorry, not dot, here I have to use square brackets, and then show. Okay, and here I will assign headings, and then I will save it, and I will execute it once again. So now you can see our empty column is removed. Okay, and now I will close it again, and then I will go to next. So here I have to define a gap for these columns. So self dot table dot, so here I will use column. Okay, so then for first column, that is roll number, I have to set width. Okay, so width I will give value 120 or 150. Okay, you can use according to your requirement. Self dot table dot column. Okay, and then here I have to use name, and then I will use width, sorry, width, and then 150 value for this, and I will remove this parenthesis, closing parenthesis, and I will use it here. Okay, so on next line I will use this same method, self dot table dot column, and then now I have to use class. Okay, and here I will use with property, and I will give value 150. So on next line, self dot table dot column. Okay, and then I will use class, sorry, not class, f name. Okay, and then here I will use with property. Okay, with property, and I will give value 150. Okay, so now our this tab frame or tab function is created successfully. So I will save it, and then I can execute it to show you output. Okay, so now these are our columns in our table, and then here you can see it. Okay, and I will close it. I will also close this command line, and I will go next. So now I have to define another function. Okay, so here I have to define function for reserve room. Okay, reserve function, and I will pass self as an argument. Okay, now we have to get a student roll number, student name, student class, and student's father name in local variables. So here I will declare some variables. So first roll number, okay, and then name, and then I have to define another variable for class, okay. So not class is reserved keyword. So here CLS, okay, and on next line here I will use that was name, roll number, class, and father name, okay, father name. So here I have to get these values from user, and user will enter these values in these input fields. So first in self.rn in, and second self.name in, and third self.class in, and last self.fname in. Okay, now we have to get values from these input fields. Okay, so roll number was integer type, so here we have to convert it into int because this input field returns value in string, and we have to compare it in database, and you know that column type in database is integer type. So that's why we have to convert this roll number into integer. So here I have called int function. So here I will pass value self dot, that is in fact a variable name, dot get. Get method is used to retrieve information or value from input field. Okay, so now we have to get name. Now name is string type in our database, and also our input field returns us value in string type. So we have not to convert this value in any data type. So this is self dot name in dot get. Okay. So now we have to get class. So here I will use self dot. So this is class in dot get. Okay, so next father name self dot fname dot get. Okay, so these are our four variables containing information gotten from user. Okay, now we have to set conditions that if beds are available and rooms are available, then we have to reserve a bed in any room. Otherwise, we will print message that all the beds or all the rooms are reserved. So first here I have to use if condition, okay, and next I have to use self dot bed, and even we can use another condition, okay, to check a validation. So here I will set a validation, okay, if rn and sorry, and name and class and fname. Okay, so here I want to set a condition that all the input fields are filled, then okay, otherwise we have to print error message. Okay, so here I will use else, okay, else, and here we will print a message that tk dot message box, but still we cannot use it because we have to import message box from Tkinter. So here I will use from Tkinter import message box. Okay, now we can use it. So here I will use tk dot message box, okay, and then show error. Now we have to show error, and then we have to set title error. So next we will print message that please fill all input fields. Okay, so this message will be printed if any one input field is empty. Okay, so next here I have to set this, I mean I have to use this if condition inside this. Okay, so here I will use if, and then we have to check availability of beds. But first I have to declare some variables. Okay, I can declare variables here, and then here I will use bed. Sorry, first I will declare room, and I will assign 5 to room, okay, or 4 to rooms, and then bed. I will assign 3 bed or 4 bed in every room, okay. So here I will use if bed, okay, or room. If room is greater than 0, then first I have to handle else first, okay, else. Here I will use else. So here I have to print error message once again that all rooms are reserved. Okay, dot message box dot show error, and here we will set a title error, and then we will print message that all rooms reserved, okay. And next, if a room is available, then what we have to do, then here I have to set an alert condition to check that bed is greater than 0 or less than 0, okay. Bed greater than 0, okay. If bed greater than 0, then here inside this if I have to use, okay. Now I have to decrease size or value of bed. So here I will set bed, okay, bed. I will so I have to update it bed -1, okay. And you can also do like this, and then you will remove this bed from here, okay. So in this way you are trying to update. And next, here you have to print message, or you have to print success message, okay. tk dot message box dot show information, okay, show info. So this is information message, and here we have to print success, okay. And then here we have to use formatted string, okay. Formatted string, I have told you that it can carry both string value and variable value, okay. So here, yeah, I will print message that bed number, okay. So here I have to print bed number, and I have to use variable. That's why first I will use pair of curly brace, and then I will use total size was 4, okay. 4 minus now this updated bed variable, okay. So it means that bed is 3 here, then 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. So here this message will be as bed number 1. Now we have to tell that it is reserved in room number. So next, bed number 1 reserved in. So now I have to use room number, okay. And then I have to use here curly brace to use variable, okay. So now we have total 4 beds. So here I will use 5 minus, okay, 5 minus bed, sorry, room, okay, room. And in this way 5 minus 4. So in first condition we are reserving bed number 1 in room number 1, okay. 5 minus room, it means that we are decreasing 4 from 5, then we have value 1, okay. So next we have to use here else, okay, else. I mean that if bed is not greater than 0, no beds are 0, then we have to handle next condition, okay. So here we will use bed, okay, and we will assign 4 again, okay. So these beds will be started from 1 to 4 for room number 2. So next I have to minimize one room, okay. So here I will use room, okay, room minus equal 1. So here we were decreasing bed numbers, and here we are decreasing a room number, okay. And next So this message will be printed, and then if all beds are reserved in one room, then bed number one will be reserved in next room. Okay, and then if all beds are reserved in all rooms, then this message will be displayed, and if one of the given or created input fields is empty, then this message will be printed. Okay, so now I will call this function by using command property in button. Okay, where is our button? So this is okay button, and this is our command property, and here I have called this reserve function. Okay, so I will save it, and then I will execute the project, and here I will try to insert a value 101 and name. So here I will enter any name. Okay, and here I will uh, leave it, and then I will insert value in next input field, name 2. I will click OK, but no response. So what is the problem? Here TK message box show error. Sorry, here I have syntax error in our reserve function. Okay, show info, show error. So here I have to insert E. Okay, error. I will save it once again. I will close previous output, and now I will execute. But first, here I have to uh, print W. Okay, show error and show error. Okay, so after saving it, I will execute it to show you output, and here now I will enter 101. I will enter a name, and I will leave this class empty, and now I will enter further name 2. I will click OK. Now please fill all input fields, because one of the given input fields is empty. Okay, so I will click OK. Now I will fill it also. Okay, so I will enter mediate, and I will click OK. Now bed number 1 reserved in room number 1. Okay, I will click OK. But here we have to print information of student, like his roll number, name, class, and father name. Okay, we have to insert all these values in our database, and then we have to retrieve these values from database to print them in this table. Okay, so I will close this, and then I will close it too, and now I have to connect with database. Okay, so here I have to connect with database. So here, okay, so first, or I can also do it here. Okay, so I will declare a variable with name connection or con, and here I will use py mysql. But here you can see this is an error, because we have to import py mysql here. So I hope you have installed uh, mysql in your system. So here I will import it, import py mysql. Okay, and if you have still an error, then you have to install py mysql. So then you will open this option, and then you will open terminal, and then new terminal, and here you have to run a command pip install py mysql. Okay, then you have to click enter key from your keyboard, and in this way py mysql will be installed with your python. So I have installed it already, so I will close it, and I have imported py mysql, and now I can use it. Okay, so here I can show you that our error is removed. So here you can see our error is removed. So now we are going to connect with database. So pymysql.connect. Okay, and we have to connect with database. So first we have to pass some arguments. First is host, and we have to set value for host. local host, because by default our value is a local host. And then I have to use a root property. Okay, root, or sorry, user. Here we have to use user, and we have to insert value root. So root is our user, and then we have to set password, and here I will set my own password. And then here I have to use database name. So I will use database, and then will assign value, that is name of my database is rec or record. Okay, so now I have to access cursor. Okay, so here I will use cursor. So first I have to declare variable with name cursor, or you can use any name. Okay, then con dot cursor, now we have to access it. Okay, and then we can use this cursor here. Okay, so after assigning a bed, okay, or allocating a bed, then we can print this message. Okay, so here I can insert message. Okay, or also I can insert here. So I will insert here. Okay, so here I have to execute an query. So I have to use cursor dot execute, and here I have to execute query insert into. Okay, so we have to insert into hostel table. Okay, and then here we have to assign values. So here I have to define column names. Okay, so column names were, first column name was roll number, second column name was name, third column name was class, and fourth column was f name. Okay, and now we have to insert values, and then here we have to pass some placeholders. So here I have to use placeholder modulus s, then second modulus s, and then third modulus s. So these are four columns, then we have to use four placeholders. Okay, so these are uh, four placeholders, and we have to replace them with actual values, those exist in our variables, and these are our variables rn, name, class, f name. Okay, and here I have to pass these values in tuple, because this is more than one value. So here I have to use rn, second is name, third is class, cls, and fourth is f name. Okay, so these are four variables, those will be replaced with these placeholders. Okay, and in this way these values will be inserted in our database. So now we have to commit it, con dot commit. Okay, so now we can print message. Where is our message? Yes, this is message. Okay, after this we will print this message. Okay, I will cut it, and then I will paste it after this query. Okay, and you can remove these empty lines. Okay, so now we have to uh, get this data from database, and we have to insert this data in our table. Okay, so in output frame, so here we have to get information from database, because we have inserted it. So we have to select all this. Okay, so now I have to select all information, but first I have to use cursor dot execute. Okay, and then we have to execute and query. I will go to next line to make it clear, and then I have to execute a query that select all from. Now we have to select all from our table, that is hostel. Okay, so our class name is also hostel, and our table name was also hostel. Okay, so select all from hostel. Now we have to fetch all data in a variable. So here I will declare a variable, and then I have to fetch all the data. Cursor dot fetch all. Okay, so now I have to insert this data in our table in our output frame. Okay, now, so here first I have to call my function, that is here we can see where is tab function. Okay, so here was our tab function. Yes, this is tab function. We will call this self dot tab function. Okay, and after this we have to delete all existing data from this table. Okay, so here self dot table, okay, dot delete. Here we have to call delete method, and we have to delete all children in this table. So here self dot table dot get children. Okay, so in this way this message will return this method will return us all information in table, and then we will delete it. Okay, and after it we have to insert new values. So how can we insert values? Here we have to use for loop. Okay, so I will use for loop for I in data. Okay, so all information or all values in data will be assigned to this I. Okay, and then here I will use self, because I have to insert all these values in our table. Okay, self dot here I have to use self dot table dot insert. Okay, and here we have to insert uh, from first I have to use empty. Okay, so next I have to get last value tk dot end, and then I have to use values property, and then I will assign. Okay, so now in this way all data will be inserted in our table that exists in our output frame. Okay, so now I will save it, and then I will execute it. Okay, so now after a small while this is our output, and now I will insert values. I will insert roll number 101, and here I have to enter any name. Okay, I will enter name 1. Okay, class intermediate, and father name here I will leave empty it. Okay, I will click OK. Please fill all input fields. Now I will fill it. Okay, father name, name 2. Okay, I will click OK, but still I have any mistake. I will see what is the problem. So here data too long for column. This is any error from database, so we should use a try catch block. Okay, then we will able to understand that what is the problem. So here we can use try catch block. Okay, so here I will use try and catch. Okay, so I will select all this. Okay, from here, and then I will use try catch. Okay, and now I will use a tab gap, and now here I will use try. Okay, try, and then I will accept exception. Here on the next line, here I will use accept, accept exception as e. Okay, and now here I have to use tk dot message box dot show error, and then I will set title error, and here I have to print error once again. This is our title, and this will be printed in our string. Okay, error, and here I have to use formatted string. Okay, because it can carry both variable and string value. Okay, so here I will use e. So it should in the same column number. Yes, this is in same. This is try block and this is except block. Okay, so now I will execute it, and then we will able to understand that what was the problem. So I will execute it, and now I will insert values 101 and name 1, and next class. So here I will class enter, and then father name 2. I will click OK. So bed number 1 reserved in room number 1. Okay, so bed number 1 is reserved in room number 1. So this is successful, and I will click OK. So now I will change here roll number, but all other information will remain same. So I will click OK, and then here I will click OK too. Now here you can see that this is roll number 101, and then name 1, and class is enter, and this is father name 2, and in the same way this is roll number 102 and name 1. So other information is same, but roll number was separate. So what will happen if I try to insert 1? Okay, 101 that exists already. I will click OK. Now this is error from database. So here you can see duplicate entry 101 because this was primary key, and we cannot insert same value in primary key that is used with primary key. Okay, I will click OK, and now I will change it. I will insert 103, and then I will click OK. So bed number 1 reserved in room number 1. Okay, and then I will click OK once again with new roll number. Okay, here I will use, but you can see bed number 1 reserved in room number 1. So bed number is same, and also room number is same. We have to check we have any logical problem. Okay, I will close it, and now let me check that what is the problem. This problem is because of this bed variable and this room variable, because on every click when we are trying to click OK button, okay, then this function is called, and then this room number is assigned with 4 again, and bed number is also assigned with 4. So we have to remove it from here, and we have to define them globally. So here in the start of our project, I will declare some variables. Okay, so here I will comment out. Okay, so these are global variables. Okay, global variables, and then here I have to declare some variables, self dot room. Okay, and we will assign 4 to room, and then self dot bed. Okay, and we will assign 4 to bed. Okay, and then here we will use these global variables, not local variables. Okay, so here I can use self dot room. Okay, self dot room and self dot bed, and also here I will use self dot bed, and also here I will use self dot bed and self dot row. Okay, and also here I have to use self dot bed, and also here we have to use self dot row. Okay, so now it will be updated. Before it was not updated, so now we have to save it, and then we will execute it once again. And now but first I have to uh, delete all data from our table. Okay, so delete from table. Okay, sorry, from hostel. So here we have to delete all from hostel. Okay, now we will execute the query, but delete from hostel error. You are using safe update mode, so you try to update a table, So we are using this in our project and this is running, that's why we cannot delete it. Okay, no problem, we will insert new information. Okay, so I will insert 106. Okay, and name, here I will insert name 10 or 3. Okay, class, here I will enter so bachelor. Okay, bachelor, and then here I will enter father name 3. Okay, I will click okay. Now I have already 106 in database, so now I will click 707. Okay, and now I will click okay once again. Now bed number 2 reserved in room number 1. Okay, I will click okay, and now here I will enter roll number 108, and here I will click okay. So bed number 3 reserved in room number 1, I will click okay. Now here I will enter 109, and then I will click okay. Now bed number 4 reserved in row number 1, and now room number will be changed on next reservation. Okay, so 110, I will click OK, and here you can see bed number 1 reserved in room number 2. Okay, so now it will be go upon or until all rooms are not reserved, and this is all information which was inserted in our database for students. Okay, 101 and their names and their class and father name. So this is all information of our students, those reserved any room or any bed in this hostel. Okay, so this was all about hostel accommodation management system. I hope this video will be very helpful and easy to understand for you. If you like the video, then please share with your friends and class fellows, and if still you have not subscribed our YouTube channel, then please subscribe our YouTube channel right now. Thank you.